Vidya Bros.
Welcome to Vidya Bros, and this is a review. We haven't done one of these in a while. So this is a review of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and we're also going to be doing videos of us playing this game, so don't you worry, we will definitely do that. And no, we didn't forget about Symphony of the Night or Pokemon. We'll do videos of that too next time. But for tonight, let's do Smash. So, I just beat World of Light last night, Jeff, and I stayed up till 2:30 beating the final boss, or I guess final bosses.
What did you think? What did you think of it? Because I haven't beaten it.
Because we're going to go over each different thing about the game one at a time.
Yeah.
Spend a few minutes talking about each thing. World of Light is the story mode that we all saw. They announced at the final Nintendo Direct, and they kill everyone off pretty much Infinity War style, except Kirby, obviously. And it's pretty much like combining a fighting game with RPG elements. It's like really cool. I know that after a while playing it, people probably get sick of the spirit battles and be like, okay, alright, this is kind of getting a little stale repetitive after a while. It kind of loses its luster. For me though, I get why people think that, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge of some of the spirits where it took me multiple tries and figuring out what works for me with having what teams. And it's like, okay, maybe I should put this spirit on this team. Maybe I should use this support spirit and that support spirit, and maybe that'll give me an edge. And it was really cool, me figuring, to figure out, what works for which character. I had several different spirit teams assigned for specific characters. Like, once I unlocked the Geno spirit, you know, my boy Geno, I used him as a team for characters that shoot projectiles, like Samus, Dark Samus, and Mega Man are the three characters I used with that entire team. And once I got the Mallow Spirit, I put Mallow as one of the supports for that team as well. I liked figuring it out. I liked exploring this ginormous map, which kind of reminded me of how ginormous Breath of the Wild's map is. Although Breath of the Wild, I think, might be a little bit bigger with the size of the map than this, it's still a huge map though. And then there's more maps inside the map itself that you have to go in other areas, and it's like, oh, there's a whole nother new area and map in here. But you don't get to view the world map in other areas though, just the main map you start off in. Other areas,
well, you have to battle spirits to unlock them.
No, but I'm saying, you know how you can view the map in World of Light with the L button?
Oh,
you can't do that in other areas.
No.
But you still see
how big the map is.
When you get to a certain area later in the game, after the first fight with Gleam, though, you do see another map of the whole new area, but other than that area and then the final area of the game, those are like the only three areas you'll really see and be able to use the map in to look at. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on with what Brandon said.
And I liked the challenging aspect of it, though, and it's like, what I really liked is one of my favorite spirit battles has to hands down be like the one where you fight Sheik and she's possessed by Geno, and then you fight Mario, Bowser, and Kirby. Kirby's possessed by Mallow, and you have to beat those three, or at least one of them, and then the fourth one that comes out is Peach, of course, and then the fifth character that you have to beat is Sheik possessed by Geno, and she has a super scope, which makes sense. It's a weapon that shoots projectiles. It's a gun. Geno, you know, gun for an arm. So, perfect match. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to a sequel to Super Mario RPG, pretty much. It's like, hey, it's like this is a little mini sequel to that game. And
I don't know about that.
That's what it feels like. Wait till you get up to it, and you'll be like, hey, this is the closest thing we'll ever get to having another Super Mario RPG game, like, officially of a sequel. But at least Geno's in the game in some way.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping he somehow does make his DLC character, but we don't know who the hell the DLC character's going to be anymore.
Yeah, I know.
After Joker got announced.
Yeah. Just to go on that really quick.
But what do you think of World of Light?
Well, I'm going to go in a general aspect. I'm going to agree with everything you're saying with World of Light. I haven't beaten it yet.
Right.
Because I've been busy, but you know,
I sunk so many hours into that, dude.
I know it's huge. I will admit that, and you know, it takes time. And yeah, I will say that if you liked if you liked any part, not saying that it was bad, but it wasn't great in the sense it was definitely good for the series. If you ever like Subspace Emissary, you'll definitely like this.
Yeah, it was on a huge, monumentally gigantic scale with what they were doing with this game. Sakurai took a lot of risks here, even though there's some things where I'm like, yeah, some things about it I do like, and then there's things I don't like, but I do like it more
I understand,
than I don't. But like,
and I will agree with Brandon about the repetitiveness. Like,
but I can get why some people would feel that and then kind of get bored of it. Like I understand that, but I enjoyed it.
Sometimes I feel like it's repetitive, and then I'll put it down for a little bit, and then when I come back and play it, I'll be like, I'll keep going as long as I can.
Play it in like little short bursts, yeah.
Yeah, but
sometimes I do that.
But going over the whole thing, if you don't know really what World of Light is, it's basically you're just taking you have characters, like any Smash Bros. Character that's in the roster of the 74 characters we have right now, and then you're getting like multiple different characters from multiple different franchises all out through Nintendo's history and third party, some third party also, like from Mega Man, from Metal Gear Solid, from Konami.
There was an Ever Oasis Spirit as well, which I thought was pretty cool that they actually referenced that game.
Really?
Yeah.
That game just recently came out.
It came out like 2 years ago. It was a 3DS game.
But basically, you take the spirits, and you have either a primary or a support, and you can set a primary to your character, meaning, if you take, let's say, I'm gonna go with an easy one. You have Wario. That's the only thing I can think of right now. You have Wario and...
I was gonna say Super Shadow. But you have Wario,
No, but you have the character Wario.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about a spirit of Wario.
No, but in World of Light, you find him... Well, you find him multiple times anyway, but the earliest encounter of Wario is you find him with a Charging Chuck.
Yeah.
So it kind of like... It's like, if you don't like... It's basically saying, like, you have 74 characters here, but every primary spirit is basically... I don't know how many primary spirits there are exactly, but
there's so many, dude.
But if you want to go just count, like, cut the number of spirits in total in half, just to round it off and just estimate it, you have like you have 1,297 spirits. But you cut that in half, I'm gonna round it off and be like, you have like between 400 and 600 primaries. So that's like 400 to 600 different characters you can potentially feel like you're playing as.
I liked feeling like I was playing as Geno when I was playing as Samus, Mega Man, or Darkseid.
But what I like...
It's like, hey, it's technically like Geno's in, but he's also not.
Now,
or like Rivali's spirit possessing Falco, or Mallow possessing Kirby.
What I like though about it is, like, after you get the spirits, you can use them on your own characters. You can use them out of World of Light also. Like basically how Smash Bros. 4 for the Wii U and 3DS, how that gave you custom characters where you can make custom moves and whatnot and level them up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what it is like. Yeah,
you can do the same thing here with spirits, but instead of getting custom moves, you get custom stats, which are basically what was also with feeding items to your character in Smash 4.
Yeah, you do the same thing here. You feed stats.
So basically, spirits are like,
stands from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Sure, let's go with that.
My friend at work said that, and he's got it on the money on that one. He's totally right. They're pretty much stands from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure if you've ever watched that.
Like you have, like for me, you can have Blastoise as your primary, and he's defense, and he'll raise your defense in if you play this out of World of Light, all your characters will be like either an attack increase, and a defense increase, or a grab increase. But as the stats themselves, they have like Blastoise has weak against fire attacks, so sometimes you don't want to add that, but you want defense, so it kind of there's a trade-off with everything you do.
But that's strange though, because fire is weak against water Pokemon.
I mean, no, it was electric. My bad.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because electric types are strong.
It was electric.
Then you have water types are weak against electric types.
And then you have I don't know, but I forget what you have. Charlotte from
Castlevania: Portrait of Ruin. And she has magic increase.
She has an attack up increase, which will increase like Zelda's magic, or any other magic wielding character like Robin, or I think that's it.
I can't really think of any of the other characters who use magic besides those two, actually. Everyone else has, like, a weapon, or they're, like, just brute strength. From what I remember, at least, because...
I figured it out.
Yeah.
I figured it out. Only other character that makes sense, if it's not third party and has magic, is a Kamek. That's our DLC character, yeah. If we can get Piranha Plant, we can get everyone. Oh my god.
That's the one thing I don't like, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I know.
World of Light, amazing. I loved it.
I want to talk about going back to Spirit Mode really quick.
I just wanted to say though, like, even if you're getting a little bored at World of Light, I don't blame you. Sometimes it does feel like that, despite that I do love it. But the ending of the game, like the final hour of the game, is absolutely epic.
We're not going to spoil it, but
I'm not spoiling it, no. But I'm saying the last hour of the game is epic. You need to see it for yourself. It's well worth playing through to see.
And it's great. It's not a technical spoiler, but
it has 3 different endings.
That's what I was going to say, because that's not a spoiler, but it gets you. But there's 3 different endings, so you want to try to get all 3.
Yeah.
But
you can do that in like one playthrough. Just choose one of the other options at the final save point. That's what I did to get all 3 of them.
But going back to Spirit Mode, I will say that in general, I like this a lot because now it's like spirits work for World of Light. They work for your regular custom fighters. And you can
battle friends using them in spirit battles as an option.
Yes, and then also I like how they have with amiibos, instead of you can level up amiibos now by with the whole spirit thing too. You can add spirits, so each amiibo has 3 slots for different spirits you want to add to it. The thing is though that once you give a spirit to an amiibo, it's there. Like
you can't get rid of it.
Like you can get rid of it, but you can't get the spirit back.
That's what I'm saying. It's there. You used up a spirit.
So that means if you want to play World of Light again, grind for different spirits that you already have, and then you can have like double spirits, so you could add them to all your amiibos and whatnot. That's what I like about that, because they made it where it's like all the past games they had trophies, and trophies were just like a thing where it's like, okay, they're cool and whatnot, and they're there.
They never really did anything with them.
But they didn't really do nothing with them, and also
being collectibles.
And also, like, it was cool up until like Brawl, and then like Smash 4, it was like, oh, that's cool, they're here, and now they're all detailed and whatnot. But some of them were just like, some of them were just weird, like Tamagotchi Life, yeah. That game had a trophy in Smash 4, but it was like a flat house, and sometimes they didn't even do much with them, and now it's like. And it was so like tedious to get all of them because there was way too many to actually get. But now it's like
I think Brawl had like 700 trophies.
Yeah, but Smash 4 had like over 1,000. I can tell you that much. But
it was either 700 trophies or 700 stickers. I forget.
Knowing that spirits are like actually easier to develop.
They're like Pokemon, pretty much. You can level them up, and some of them even evolve into stronger spirits. And then if you choose to evolve them, they level back down to level 1 again. And then you gotta level them all the way back up to level 99, which is the highest level. They're very much like Pokemon, is what they remind me of.
What I like, though, is what I like about the whole thing of Spirit Mode, and it's that...
Especially because they all have like unique abilities and stuff.
I'm gonna wrap this up because we've been talking a little bit too much about Spirit Mode, but one thing I do want, though, and it's not anything against Smash Ultimate, it's nothing against that, but when the next game comes out, please do not go back to trophies, like, do what you did, do World of Light again, like, in a sense of, like, do another ambitious story mode, but don't do this, like, do something different with it, but leave the spirits itself as a separate thing, like, make it the collectible of the next Smash game, because, it's cool when you have the amiibos, if they even will exist in the next console.
Yeah.
Because every Smash game comes out only on a console, on a new console. So
yeah.
If amiibos are around, keep the spirits there. Keep the spirits there for like your custom battles and whatnot, and keep them. Or if you want to tie it in and add something new also to the next story mode, if you do make a story mode, then be my guest. But
I feel like there will. After the whole thing about that being a huge deal with this game, I think there'd be another story mode, another.
I'm gonna end it off here saying that. Why I think, and I told it to Brandon, and not many people have talked about this. They were saying, oh, World of Light is just, World of Light what it is, and like I was sad that they had to cut some modes out to make this thing so big. But like they cut out like coin battle, they cut out like certain battles, whatever, and they cut out the event mode. But what I was thinking was like, if you just look at what World of Light is in a grand scheme of things, it's literally like if you take the spirits away. You literally have all those like things that are happening in each battle. Like they're different every time. That's what event match was.
Yeah.
It literally was like you do like 50 different event matches or however many
There's 50 in, I think, the past couple of games, yeah. Especially Melee had like 50, I think.
51.
51, I think, was the final.
And Melee, I don't remember how many Brawl had, and I don't remember how many,
Plus, Brawl had one-player event matches and two-player ones. So there was like 2 different types of modes of event matches in Brawl.
Yeah, but if you could cook like what Subspace Hammer was, and you took what event match was, and you combine them together, basically this is what we're getting, but in a grander scheme of things. It's like, it's just a better version of event match, because you cannot, like, with the spirits, you cannot come up with these ideas, like, on your own. It's like, oh, okay, so now we have this character. Oh, this character does this in this game, so we can put it to this character.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but it's not just you coming up with ideas that need to be foretold, like, need to be thought of beforehand, in the sense of, like, oh, well, this is all Smash Brothers, so now, here's, you know, we have to come up with ideas now to make story mode great, or make event match great now, because we've done so many things already, like, how do we top that?
Yeah.
It's just, like, add, like, the spirit mode, what really tops it, it makes it totally different, because you have over 1,000 spirits that could be, you know, that can be mixed around and different things, and, you know, they all do different things, and every battle is, like, unique. You cannot have it in the same battle twice. Unless you have the same combination.
Yeah.
And the same character.
And if you fight a spirit that has the same ability as another, which there is a lot of them where they share some abilities of other ones, like, stuff like that. Like, there's more than one spirit, obviously, that has, like, magic increased attack like that. There's a lot of similar ones like that. But one of the coolest spirits I remember, Shadow, when you evolve him, level him up to like 99, you evolve him into Super Shadow, and then what his ability is when you don't take any damage for a while, like if you go undamaged, your attack and speed increases for the whole time that you don't take any damage yet. So I would often use them on Sonic, especially in Spirit Board, to get spirits, and it's very helpful.
Oh yeah.
Another really cool one I loved, very cool callback to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, Omega Ridley is a spirit, and I'm like, you know what, once I unlock Ridley in World of Light, I'm using this on him, and then I unlocked Ridley like 5 minutes later in World of Light, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use it right now, and level him up to level 99, and have him for Ridley as his own team suited for Ridley, and it's just so awesome. Like, if you want a character from this game, they're there. If you want Mega Man X characters in there, like X has his full armor version as a like
Super
evolved.
armor.
Yeah, well, the spirit's called Full Armor X, and when you level up X all the way to level 99, he evolves into it, and then it's just like he's there, and you have friggin' Dr. Wily as a spirit. You have Dr. Light as a spirit. You got Ampharos is a spirit. You got Tauros as a spirit. You got all sorts of cool Castlevania characters from multiple different games.
Basically, whatever.
It's just like you have Soma Cruz from Dawn of Sorrow as a spirit that Dracula evolves into when you get the Dracula spirit. If you level it up all the way, it evolves into Soma Cruz, and like that is so freaking cool. Like someone that grew up liking like the Castlevania games later in life when compared to other games, it's like, wow, this feels like a love letter to me. It's like all these games I love that I grew up with. It's just like, they're all right here. You remember this game? Well, here's a spirit from there.
That's basically, and they even have
there's the spirit right there. There you go. So you want the final villain from Super Mario Land as a spirit? Well, there you go. He's right there.
You know what it is, though? It's like, and Brandon pointed this out, and I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm shocked that it's even, like, not totally shocked, but it's like a surprise to me that it's there. It's like, if you can pick up a game, any game, from the 74 different characters we have, no matter what game it is, they're in the spirit of something from that game.
Exactly.
But now you're wondering, like, okay.
Except Final Fantasy, sadly. There's no Final Fantasy spirits.
I don't even want, well, Cloud has to be a spirit at least.
A fighter spirit, but no unlockable spirits you can equip him with. Just okay, that's it. Nothing.
Okay, that's actually surprising me. That's not what I wanted to say though, but it's like
except Geno and Cloud, that's it.
Yeah,
it's
but
better than those two.
Like Brandon was telling me, like I'm assuming because I haven't got it yet, but if you're playing as like Wii Fit Trainer or you're playing from Wii Fit itself as a series, you can get like you can get the male and the female. Like I'm assuming as spirits. I'm not sure if like both are there, but. I know a female one is. Yeah,
she is. I don't remember if the male one is or not, though, because I didn't get every spirit. I have over 700 spirits currently, so that's my next objective, other than clearing Classic Mode as every character, because I didn't do it yet, is I'm going to collect all the spirits that I can and do all the challenges that I can.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I'm going to try and 100% this game, because I love this game too much.
But, what I was saying is, like,
If anyone's wondering why I haven't uploaded a video in like a week for the channel, it's because of Smash Brothers. Blame it on Smash. I've been playing too much of it and trying to do everything I can in it, and that's how I've been spending all my time since late last Thursday. So that's my reason. Now you know why.
But what I was saying though is like when you have like if you're thinking about like the Wii Fit series,
yeah,
Brendan was telling me that you can get like a spirit of like the Wii Fit board, and I'm just like,
it's so weird.
But then again, they kind of count that as its own character. If you ever played Wii Fit, it's like it's like its own thing.
I know, it's so weird. I'm like, wait, the Wii Fit balance board is a spirit.
So we're gonna wrap that up here. We're gonna not for the review, but
no.
One thing I want to go through now is
Let's talk about the music next.
The music we can end after because there's so much music to go through. But okay. I don't want to like we ended off. We started big. We want to end big.
All right. So what about next? Characters? Or the online?
What I want to talk about is basically. When you play the game, you'll be able to play different modes and that. And one thing I like is that how easy it is now, and not going the exploit easy route, but just playing the game normally, like challenge mode or not challenge mode, like War of the Light, or you're playing classic mode, or you're just fighting regular battles, or you're playing online and you come back and you exit out of it. You'll be able to get characters like so fast, faster than a lot of the older games, but. What I like though is also that if you fail a character,
oh yeah,
and then you have to fight someone else again, like do another battle and then get another challenger, and you get that challenger and you win it, then you can go back to the game and more section, and you'll find a brand new mode called Challenger's Approach, which will allow you to keep playing out every character that you have failed trying to unlock.
It gives you a chance at trying to get them again.
Yes, and it's
actually so useful. I love that feature.
Because now it's not like, oh, I have to do all this to get...
I don't have to be classic mode as this character again. Oh, nope, not in this game. No. They give you a fair chance to unlock
and what's cool about it is it's it's not like, oh, you just get one challenger and that's it, like one new character to unlock and that's it. Challenger Approach is like it's like an endless battle of characters that you have to unlock, but it's like only if you will actually unlock every character. Like if you get Little Mac as your battle because you failed him the first time, you have to beat him, and then you'll be able to play as then you'll fight the next character right after, and then you'll fight the next character right after, like Incineroar, and then you'll fight like Ken, or you'll fight Luigi or Ganondorf or Wario, and you just keep going on and going on until you fail again.
And Incineroar I had to fight more than once. The first time, if you beat classic mode as Pit, then you get the chance to fight Incineroar after the credits. I got my butt kicked really badly by him. So then I eventually rematched him again in Challenger's Approach. This time I used King K. Rool because he was the first character I unlocked was King K. Rool via classic mode. And so I versed him as King K. Rool because King K. Rool and Incineroar are both big characters. I destroyed him with King K. Rool, and I'm like, yeah, I feel good. But then again, I heard some people saying, and I kind of agree with it, King K. Rool is a little bit broken, but, maybe updates will fix that. This game, with all the characters in it, and with the one part that's towards the end of World of Light, in one of the ways to get one of the endings, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a dream of mine I've had since I was a kid, and like, ever since the Melee days, where I'm like, thank you, Sakurai, you made a dream of mine finally come true. And that's how I feel about a lot of the new characters as well. I loved that everybody came back, the whole everyone is here thing, I love that. I love that we got Ridley as a character who people have been clamoring for over 10 years. And then Sakurai saying, no, he's too big, I'm not going to do it. And then now he finally caved, even though he hates Ridley because of how much harassment and badgering people do towards him to get him in the game. He's like, okay, you win. And then he figured out a way to make him work. And he works. He tried. And he's not even, overly big or small in the game either. He's just, hunched over in, a crouching stance.
But
if you do a taunt, he just stands up tall.
Yeah,
and then you see that he's actually pretty tall still. It's, not overly tall. But then if you get a giant mushroom, it's like, oh, jeez, this is the Ridley I love. He's ginormous.
Try doing giant mode with a super mushroom.
I know. I haven't done that yet in this game, but I did that.
I would love if someone could just take Ridley from this game
I did put him into Project M. But not in this game yet, though. I haven't done that yet.
I would love to just have this Ridley, put him into Project M, go and then make him a giant version, like AML 5252 does, and then just like make him a giant version. Then you put giant mode on, and then you put super mushroom on.
Yeah, I did that a lot with him and Bowser, especially with Giga Bowser.
Well, what are you talking about? You talking about like just characters?
I'm talking about some of the newest characters and about how they brought everyone.
I mean, we already know who all the characters are because they've already been announced.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now since we've gotten the chance to play them, you know, and I'm telling you right now. I don't know if I said this in one of the direct discussion videos we did, and this may be the nerdy, like stereotypical nerdy side of me, but during the August 8th Direct, I was at work listening to the Direct and looking every now and then, and when I saw the moment Simon Belmont came on screen, it said Simon Lashes Out, I legit almost started crying and screaming because I was so damn happy. I'm like, thank you, Sakurai. I've wanted Castlevania love in this game for years, and people have been wanting Simon for years, and you're finally doing it. It's like, this is giving us more so cool.
He giving us more, everything we wanted and more.
Yeah, and then it's just like, on top of that, it's just like, then Richter comes out, and I'm like, wait, what? You're giving us 2 Belmonts at once? I'm like, that's so cool. Everyone was probably expecting Simon, but I don't think anyone was also expecting Richter to come in.
No, no one expected Richter.
So cool.
Because
a lot of people were like saying, like in reaction videos I've seen, they're like, oh my god, and they were freaking out about Simon, and then it's just like, then they see Richter and they're like, wait, who's that? It's like, but you just said that you were a huge Castlevania fan, you didn't even know that that's Richter. It's like, that's me right away, I'm like, once I heard his catchphrase and noticed his design was a little different, because I've never seen him in 3D up until that trailer, because the 2 games he was in, Grotto Blood and Symphony Night, those were 2D games. Seeing Richter in 3D was really cool. And then when I heard him yell that iconic line of, "Die, monster, you don't belong in this world," even though they paraphrased it and changed it a little bit for the trailer. Instead he said, "Be gone. You don't belong in this world, monster." It's like, right away I'm like, what? They got Richter too? That's so cool.
So wait, is that like a thing where, like, if you have to, like...
And like the Symphony of the Night reference.
Well, we're not technically spoiling them, because they already confirmed that Alucard was a boss.
Alucard's an assistant.
Not Alucard. Dracula's a boss, but is it? But does he do that though? Like if you play Simon in like World of Light or like Classic mode, and then like you have to fight. You don't fight Dracula, do you?
No, you do. He's a boss.
In
World of Light, yes.
No, World of Light, but in Classic mode he's not, right?
No, he is. At the end of both Simon's Classic mode and Richter's, you fight Dracula.
Oh, because I was thinking, like, what if it was like you fight Dracula, because I haven't got to it yet, but like, what if you fight Dracula, and then like, as Simon in World of Light, but all of a sudden it's like, when Dracula tries to attack you, like, once in a blue moon, Richter will come out and say that, you don't belong here in it. And
you don't belong in this world. Yeah, I know, that would be a cool idea.
Like the same like when I did on Ryu's Classic mode.
Yeah.
You have to,
it's very much like Street Fighter.
Yeah, but when you end Classic mode, you fight Master Hand and Crazy Hand, depending on your difficulty. That you have it set to your intensity, but you also fight them against, because I got to 7.8, I think was my last intensity, and for Ryu, and you fight Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you fight with Ken in there. I'm like, but I didn't even unlock Ken.
That happened to me when I was versing them as Pit. Dark Pit was there helping me fight them. I'm like, oh, I didn't even unlock them yet, but okay, this is cool. One thing I really love about the Dracula boss fight, by the way, he doesn't have just one specific fighting pattern from one specific Castlevania game. He has them from multiple games. He has, like moves and stuff from Castlevania 1 and from Castlevania 3 together, where he has these giant fiery pillars that he surrounds you with, and it's just like... And he turns into the giant monster that he turned into in Symphony of the Night. The monster from that game in the beginning that you fight as Richter in the very beginning of Symphony of the Night.
Yes.
He turns into that second form when you defeat him, whether you're versing him in World of Light or Classic mode. So he has 2 forms, and like, this is like some really cool fan service to Castlevania fans.
Okay, so you did Simon Richter. We
didn't talk about the new Echoes.
The new Echoes.
Well, we talked about Richter, so technically it's 1. What about Dark Samus or Daisy? What did you think of them?
I like them. I just haven't got a chance to fight at them yet.
I haven't tried out Daisy yet, even though I unlocked everyone. Dark Samus, I actually use her more than Samus, and that's making me sad to say, but I really like Dark Samus, because any couple of complaints I've had about Samus, They were fixed with Dark Samus because of how different some of her maneuvers are, and her moves, as I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like when I play as Dark Samus that my moves hit heavier than with regular Samus, and
it might just be because she's heavier. Well, she should be heavier if she's floating.
No, I feel like she hits harder is what I'm saying. Like she's like a harder hitter type character.
Well, she might have a slightly stronger attack.
That's what I think. Like they made her like better than Samus, at least in my opinion, with some things. Like, her dodge mechanic, I've heard other people say, and like, yeah, they're right, actually, because once I did, I'm like, oh my god, her dodge mechanics and everything, and her movements I like them a lot better than Samus's, to be honest. One other thing is, like, her, what was I gonna say? Ah, crap. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. The one...
Oh, this is the thing on here about this, on the Smash Wiki about differences between them, like...
Yeah. Her animations are different, too, obviously.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't like about the game, I love Dark Samus, but if they ever were to make another Smash game, I feel like what they could do is base her off a little bit of what her Sis Trophy was in Smash 4, where she actually had phase-on-based moves. In this game, I did notice, though, you know how Samus's moves have like a fiery effect to them? In this game,
yeah, that's what they're saying. It says
Dark Samus's moves are more of like electric based.
Yeah, it says
like
here
electric, like.
Yeah, it says here that Samus's moves that possess flame effects, except for missiles and bombs.
And Dark Samus's are more like electricity.
It says have been changed into electric effects for Dark Samus.
Yeah,
and then it says
it's pretty cool.
Dark Samus's shield size is slightly larger than Samus's.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that too.
So Dark Samus's roll is slightly faster.
I like her roll; it's really cool.
And Dark Samus's roll covers very slightly less distance than Samus, though.
Jeff was reading up on characters he hasn't really gotten a chance to play.
Yeah, and then it also says here that, as with old Echo Fighters, Samus has different taunts, of course.
Yeah. Dark
Samus has a different victory theme shared with Ridley.
Yeah.
Did not know that guy. Dark Samus' on-screen appearance has her warp onto stage from a dark portal.
Yeah, and I love it.
Dark Samus features many animation compared to Samus, blah blah blah.
She even has the one from Metroid Prime 3 where she multiplies and makes clones of herself. I like that they made that a victory animation. So one other character I didn't play as yet, but I don't really care to. I'll maybe play as her to play through her classic mode, but other than that, I don't
Isabelle?
Yeah, I don't really care to unless it's just for a classic mode. But,
well, Isabelle
or tourney mode, because tourney mode makes you have to play as multiple characters instead of just the one you're used to, which I like. It's a better way to get people to try other characters. I like that. So those are the only two times I'll probably ever play as Isabelle. So
I played Isabelle a lot more than you have, and I honestly think that it's not more like it's not more or less of like, okay, you have Dark Pit, you have Pit and Dark Pit, you have Samus and Dark Samus, you have
Simon and Richter,
and you have Ken and Ryu. It's not like It's not like one is better than the other. It's more or less
right. They just have some things that are better than the other character.
It's like no, it's not like oh well. If you have Ryu and Ken, like Ken is supposed to. I haven't played Ken yet, but Ken
is like a faster Ryu. I played as him before.
Yeah, Ken's supposed to be faster, but have a slightly worse attack, I think, or slightly worse defense. One or the other.
I think it's maybe defense.
But with Isabelle, it's the same in the sense of like there are certain things that actual mechanics that have been changed. But overall, it's like you either like Villager or you like Isabelle. It's not like if you like the moveset in general, you like both characters because it's like Isabelle has similar move to Villager, but they're different in it's more than what an Echo character is. It's like way different because she's not an Echo, but
she's like what some people would probably call a semi-clone.
She's like I would say she's a little bit like less than a semi-clone. It's like she's more of herself than she is in any type of clone.
Yeah, which
I like about that because they give her enough personality and everything, way more than they should have. Like it seems like they just decided like, oh, we're literally pulling you out of Animal Crossing. You're here to stay forever.
And as much as I love Ryu, I mean, I grew up on Street Fighter. Like I grew up on most of the franchises that have ever been represented in Smash as far as fighters go. Pretty much most of them. I think I like Ken better. I played as him earlier, and he was a lot faster. He has more of like a flair to his attacks. than Ryu? Like, is there like more red and like fiery than Ryu's? Even though Ryu has a Hadouken and pretty much the same moveset, it's like Ken's feels like a little more of like a flair to it, and he's faster. But yeah, I do think his defense might be worse. I'm not sure exactly with what you're saying, but I think that could be.
I can look that up.
Incineroar, did you try him yet out? Because you said you did. I think you said you did. And you said you loved him, but you don't.
I honestly, if they could do one thing, if like
I really like Incineroar.
If Incineroar could like get into the next Smash Brothers game, and because I know they're not going to change movesets, and they're not going to, and then there's no such thing as custom movesets in this game anymore. And they're not going to add that as a feature.
If anything, they'll probably just change Final Smashes, because they do that with some characters.
No, I don't think they. No, I mean. I'm saying in like now, like in Smash Ultimate, they don't have custom moves, so you're not gonna be able to get custom moves,
right? Yeah.
And they're not gonna add or change them through. I
thought you were talking about like in future games.
No, through DLC. But if Incineroar does, if Incineroar does go into Smash Brothers, the next one for like whatever console comes out. Or if they decide, the Switch is the Switch, and you just keep upgrading it, and then it'll be like...
I hope that's what happens, because I really don't know how you could top this.
I mean, they can make a better version of the Switch, like call something else and have like...
Well, I'm talking about as far as Smash goes.
Well, I mean, it would be cool if it was like the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
But make that like a better version. Like, that's what the Switch is, but like make the Wii U gamepad a better thing.
Yeah.
But for Incineroar, though, if the only thing I can think of is like... I literally love his like,
I still wanted to Decidueye, but I actually do like Incineroar.
I love Incineroar, but it's what's that move called? Where you grab a character and then you throw him against the ropes.
I don't remember what that move is called, but I mean I do.
And what I like about that is because like that move is a double hit move, meaning you have to grab the character. So once you grab them, they take damage, and you throw them. Actually, it's a triple damage move, but the damage is still minimal at the first and the middle. And because you're not really attacking him just yet.
Yeah.
But once you throw him to the ropes, and you throw him back, and he hits Incineroar, you have that mechanic where you have an early, a perfect, or a light press. I mean, an early, a perfect, or a late press on the what do you call it, on the B button after you do the move, which is your side B, by the way.
Yeah. And
depending on when you do it, you either get a little bit of a knockback and damage. You get perfect damage, which is when you hit it perfectly, right when it hits Incineroar, or you're too late, it doesn't really do much at all. Anything. I like that move a lot, because it's like different than any other character.
Yeah, he is. He's like a big wrestler.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking to myself,
the first time that's been a thing in Smash. We've had fighters from other fighting games, and like especially like a boxer being Little Mac, of course, and now you have a wrestler.
Yeah, but it's like no character and no other character though has a thing where it's like, I'm gonna throw you, and now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, no matter, I just, not up to me, just like randomly happen. Like, I'm just a Incineroar.
You know what I love?
And it just comes up with the ropes. I'm like, how do you get the ropes to come out of nowhere?
I love how showboaty his taunts are and everything too, and I love how like his grab, he just takes you and slams you head first to the ground, and just like, ooh, damn.
You know what? One thing I wish, I mean, I don't hate it.
I'm glad this isn't Mortal Kombat, because it'd be a lot more brutal.
Well, one thing I don't hate about Incineroar, but I like it, but I don't hate it. But could be changed.
His recovery is really bad. That's one thing I do not like about him.
That's his recovery bad, but I need more time with the character to know how to actually play as him.
Yeah.
But
I've played as a lot of other characters in him, so maybe it's just me.
His neutral B though is when you just tap B when he spins around.
Malicious Moonsault.
No, not the Final Smash.
No, his Final Smash is Darkest Lariat.
Yeah, Malicious Moonsault, I guess it's called.
Malicious Moonsault, yeah, that's Malicious Moonsault. Darkest Lariat is his Z move, which is a dark type Z move, and
I don't like
from Sun and Moon.
See, I don't like.
And that's when he does the thing where he just slams onto you from up top on the ring and sends you into the air and then just pummels you to death. That's Darkest
One
Lariat.
thing I would like change though, and I know it's kind, it would be repetitive, but I feel like it would just flow better with his moveset.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not like I don't hate the move from Malicious Moonsault. It's when he spins around. It's just when you're actually playing as him, I feel like when you're trying to run to attack a character, when you press B, you don't get that spinning thing. It's like I wish they would have it because they could spin into him. You just get that throw into the ropes move, whatever it's called. I'd rather him have either it would be cool if if you could what do you call it, run up to a character and then do a swipe with the claws or something.
Yeah, just
or like flaming claws, or like flaming claws, like Fury Swipes.
Yeah,
that a move you can learn, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Or if it was like a flamethrower, like that would be different because I was thinking about it, like give him like a flamethrower move or a flame ball move or something like that. Every character, like every fire character had that, so like that's repetitive. But now the Fury Swipes makes more sense.
You know what else makes sense? They gave him a Big the Cat looking skin. I see what you did there, Sakurai. It's because you wanted to have a spirit battle with the spirit of Big the Cat possessing him in World of Light. That's why. Because in World of Light, there's a Big the Cat spirit possessing you in Incineroar, and it has the same color skin. Yes. Purple with like the white on his face and everything. It's like, it just looks like Big the Cat. It's like, okay, that's clever, Sakurai. Well done.
Froggy.
You just need to have Froggy there, and then you're done. But
no, I just
missed opportunity.
No, I just need Incineroar. I just need Incineroar to be recasted, so we can have a voice of John St. John.
All right, so that'll work. But one character I've not tried because I wasn't crazy about him. I don't really play the series, but Chrom looked interesting.
Oh, Chrom I never played as.
I have not played as him yet, though, so we'll just skip him. I have no opinion on him. I can't say anything.
What do you think?
Either.
Here's a character because I play the game more than you do. What do you think? But I could probably get more in depth with it. But what do you think about Inkling?
I have played as the Inkling a couple of times. I really like how they work into Smash. It's like, especially because that's one of the Nintendo's newest IPs, and it's just like, alright, we'll put them in the next Smash game because Splatoon's this popular. And then just, you integrate them, and the reason, like, they weren't put in the last game, I don't think, even though the game had come out, like, after Smash 4, but they could have put them as DLC, but it didn't happen.
Well, the game was just brand new, that's why they came.
Splatoon was just brand new at the time, but also I can understand why, if this was another reason, is maybe because Sakurai probably was having trouble trying to figure out, like, a good moveset to integrate them because of their whole ink system from Splatoon. It's like, I get that that's probably harder to program and work around as a moveset, but man, he did it justice.
But that's like the most interesting thing, though. It's like
he did it justice in this game. I love how the ink play.
This is what one thing I want. If you take characters like Incineroar, would you just basically, like I said, you have that rope move. Yeah. But it just comes out of nowhere, and you have characters like Inkling, which you have the ink system. Yeah. But it's like so. That's like changing the formula up, but in a good way. Yeah. Like, what if you just took that and put that into Smash Brothers? Oh, the next one.
Yeah, I know. It was
like more of it. But one thing I really do like about Inkling, and I almost kicked your ass at Inkling when we were playing against Inkling and Dark Samus.
Oh yeah, me and Jeff were versing each other online in Battle Arena the other night, and we were having really intense matches.
Yeah, we'll talk about online in a little bit, but for Inkling, one move I love, and it makes. And I don't know how they didn't, like, if it's an oversight on their part or whatnot, but you have your down B as your splat bomb, and your splat bomb it's like a regular bomb. The longer you hold it, the farther it goes, but there's no arrow or like indication of how far it's gonna go. You just have to just know it by pressing it. Yeah. But one thing is that even if like you do it short range and you're next to it, you're an Inkling, you will not get damaged by it.
Yeah, I know. It's
weird because
it's very fair.
Because
is Link and like Toon Link and Young Link, if you're near your own bombs and throw them,
that makes sense now.
When they explode, you do take damage from those.
I'm an idiot. I realized why it doesn't affect you though.
Why?
Because in regular Splatoon, when you're playing Splatoon and you throw an ink bomb or a splat bomb, you're throwing your own paint though.
Yeah,
your paint doesn't affect you. That makes sense. True, yeah.
But because with other characters that have bombs, like the 3 Links all have bombs, they take damage from their own bombs. So now at least like with their own ink, like that makes sense.
Well, not so much with. I mean, if you were next to it, it would have, but not so much with Breath of the Wild Link because when you throw it,
it's happened to me before.
Yeah, but when you throw it though, it's more like a detonated, like a mind bomb.
Yeah, I know you remote bomb.
Here you go.
I've done that before though, where I've ended up somehow being too close and then I hurt myself with it, like an idiot.
I wish it would be like, well, it is kind of like Breath of the Wild, where like you can use it to your advantage also. Like, if you hit yourself,
it's really cool.
But what I like about Inkling though, it's just one of those characters that it's just like they're so different from the regular cast, but it works. And you know what? I feel like it's a theory though. Like you know the Disney theory.
What?
Where every like Disney movie or the movies where they all interconnect into one giant world.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter what, Sakurai will be. This is the Disney theory for the Smash Bros. Theory, where every character is just connected in one way or another now, and it's just like Sakurai would just like. I think every idea now that Nintendo comes up with in a new IP is something that Sakurai had an idea of, like a slight idea of, because he knows like, oh, this character is definitely coming in Smash no matter what.
That reminds me, in the Switch collection of Bayonetta 1 and 2, I believe it was Bayonetta 2. It was one of those two games
with Rodon?
Rodon, who's an assist trophy in this game.
Well, he had the letters that say, I'm going to meet you in a future game.
What he does is he sends Bayonetta a letter or whatever and tells her about that fighting club or whatever. Whatever it was he said, I forgot, I'm paraphrasing.
I know, Game Explained did a whole thing on it.
But and then he's just like, hey, maybe next time I can join in. It's like, oh, wait, does that mean Rodon's going to be a character in the next game? Because that would be cool.
That would, but he is an assist trophy. I can't see him.
Well, Dark Samus was an assist trophy. Now she's a character. Same thing with Little Mac.
I know.
I'm talking about the next game.
But I don't think Rodon would be a character because I don't think that I know it could be the Echo Fighter type of thing, but I just don't like it.
I don't think he would be an Echo Fighter. It wouldn't make sense.
Well, the way he's doing it, he had the fist and punches the same way as Bayonetta.
Yeah, but that could be just one move they have in common. I don't think he'd be an Echo, though.
If you want to talk about assist trophies really quick, one character that I honestly think, or two characters, honestly, from seeing what they can do as assist trophies, that could be a character. And no, I'm not talking about Waluigi. I am not talking about Waluigi. Waluigi is never coming to Smash unless he did confirm as an assist trophy. So stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Maybe in Smash 6, but not Smash Ultimate.
No, but two characters that I think that actually can be legit characters now from seeing their assist trophies is Knuckles.
Okay, yeah, Knuckles definitely he's a fighter type character.
Yeah, but seeing what he does in the game is like he already had the homing attack, he had the spin dash, and he already had the digging move. Like you just have to add the fighting moves and one other special, and that's it. And also Isaac, Isaac was totally changed from Brawl to Smash Ultimate, and his assist trophy really picks you up. Like his hand picks you up like Master Hand and whips you around and shit. Yeah. And I feel like that could be useful in a lot of ways, but
I had to avoid him in a spirit battle in the World of Light, and he was really annoying.
And now seeing but now that I see what Sega's really doing with their franchises in Smash Ultimate, I see that Sonic's been the same thing except for the one or two changes that
his down A is very different from Brawl.
I mean,
last game they changed it.
Yeah,
it's been the same since Smash 4.
But what I'm saying is Sonic, they haven't really changed much except for the overall tweak that they needed to make him work for Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
And Shadow, they just left him alone as the cat control in there. So I don't see that they're really trying as much because the only representation we got anything brand new from Sonic was literally what's it called? Fist Pump? I don't know. That's a good song though. Fist Pump is a song.
That song's from Sonic Forces.
It works in Smash Ultimate though.
Yeah, it kind of does. I feel like it has a better presence in Smash than it does in its own game.
Remember when I told you when I found that list of all the music?
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, "Oh, it comes from Legend of Zelda, this game. It comes from Mario, this game." And then it's like Fist Pump. It's Sonic Forces. It comes from Sonic Forces Sakura and put this in to make it seem like it's a good game. I was like, that was so perfect.
Okay, speaking of music, because I wanted to really talk about the music. Well, what did you think of the music that you've heard so far from any series in this game? Just music in general from this game.
If you don't hire the same people, and I mean, there are some very few songs, maybe 10 songs out of all of them, probably in there that don't really and one series of that series. Style Savvy that Nintendo makes once in a blue moon.
I never even heard of that series, to be honest.
It's literally it's only been on the DS and the 3DS, and it's and it's you're a fashion designer now. Here, go out and be a model and all this crap.
Okay, that's why I didn't know about that because I didn't even.
I didn't even know that Nintendo made that until I was wow, it actually has representation in this game. But
pretty much a lot of Nintendo things.
Because I remember just unlocking that yesterday or today, whatever, after getting a spirit, but. Regardless, there's 10 songs that don't hit me just right, but overall,
everything else.
If you don't if you do not hire the same people from Smash Ultimate that did the music for whatever song is in there, if you don't hire those same people, and not to say I want to license that song again and put it into the next Smash Bros. Game, but if you have
them to make more new music.
But if you have like brand new game from the Zelda series or Mario or Mega Man or Sonic or whatever you want to do, and you put it all together and make Smash Brothers again, and if you have more music to put into that game from the new game from those series, if you don't hire those same people that worked on the music, the
same composers,
if you don't hire those same people, I don't think you're going to be able to do what you just did here. Like,
those composers did an amazing job, and this may not be a surprise from me, but anyone who watches this, they know that I'm a fan of a lot of different types of music, especially rock and metal. I really love the Mega Man soundtrack in this game, especially all the new songs and the ones they brought back from last game. I adore the Castlevania soundtrack as well. There's 34 songs. I've heard all of them on YouTube, but I've not unlocked all of them in the game yet. There's like 3 I'm missing, 31 and 34. I can't think of a single song from the Castlevania soundtrack that I did not like.
Do you unlock them from Simon or Richter's classic mode?
I don't know actually, but I've unlocked some of them in World of Light. There's like 3 I'm missing, but I'm not sure how to get them. Probably from someone else.
There is one thing though that's very.
But if I can talk still,
yeah.
I don't even know which Castlevania song I like most, whether it's a remix or like directly from another game. Like, because the song, Jack Black Excursion from Dawn of Sorrow. That song is.
I thought you were gonna say Jack Black.
No, Jet Black. Jet Black Excursion from Dawn of Sorrow. Very good song, but I really don't know if that's the exact same one or if that's a remix, because they sound exactly the same.
Well, they tell you on there if it's a remix or not.
I don't think that one is a remix, but it sounds exactly how it should. But I'm like, I love that, but then you have the remixes where you can tell it's a remix. Like, you hear like the metal like remix of like Vampire Killer, Bloody Tears, Aquarius from Castlevania 3 is amazing. That's one of my most favorite ones. Lament of Innocence is one of the darkest songs and most eerie songs out of the entire soundtrack, and that's like most of the soundtrack.
You know what song I actually like the most?
Like, Lament of Innocence is a song where I'm like, I feel like this song would have been another good alternative to play at the beginning of World of Light, because everything in World of Light in the beginning, everything just seems so hopeless, and this song is very eerie and dark and just creepy, and it's just like, a lot of those songs from Castlevania are like that in this game, but I love that creepy, eerie vibe they bring
let me ask
to
you
the
this.
game. It's so dark and...
Let me ask you this, though.
Just very atmospheric. Like, I love the sound.
In World of Light, are there like different worlds or different sections based off of
different games? Yes.
Like,
there's a Zelda one, there's a Castlevania one.
Oh, there's a Castlevania one.
Yeah, and you're going to Dracula's Castle, and then you hear...
Oh, I was thinking that song should have played in the Dracula's Castle then, while you're going through it.
Lament of Innocence? Yeah, surprisingly it didn't. Not to spoil anything, but yeah, that song didn't play. But yeah, I really love the soundtrack in this game. I bring the Switch when I go on walks for my exercise, or even if I'm just at work, or if I'm driving around by myself. I'll have my Switch screen turned off while I'm just blasting music on shuffle, whether it's for the, like, just all the songs together from the whole game, or if it's from a specific soundtrack, like just specifically Castlevania or Mega Man. Like, it's perfect for that, and I just, like, have the music blasting while I'm driving or on my walk, or, like, with my headphones in, obviously, to use my Switch as an MP3 player, and it's just, like, it's so cool you could do that, and I love the, like, selection of music in this game. I've probably not even heard a song that I didn't like in this game. Any of the series, really. Like,
I don't hate any of the music. Like I said, the 10 songs that they're just not.
Oh yeah, no, like, I'm the same way. Good. I'm the same way. There are certain songs from different soundtracks where I prefer these songs over these other songs, but those other songs are still good. I just don't like them as much.
One thing I do like is like how diverse they got the composer himself and the music.
Oh yes, exactly.
Because like
Sakura, I feel like is a huge metal.
Because even like watching all the gameplay videos,
remixes are very metal.
Watching all the gameplay videos and everything, and there was like, I forget what song was like the last song that they put up on the blog, or whatever. Because now they're doing day one and they keep doing blogs on there. Day one after Smash Brothers. or week 1, whatever.
Yeah.
But there was some song that they put on there, and like one of the composers, like he worked, like he was like so out there, where he worked for like Mario Tennis, like for the Game Boy, and then he like as a composer, and then he worked on Dark Souls, and he worked on like all this different stuff.
That is, yeah, that's like, insane. I know.
And then like also like way before when they did like when they announced like Splatoon characters being officially a thing, and not just from the trailer, but like officially being a thing, and then they had that song Bomb Rush Blush. From Splatoon. From Splatoon, the original Splatoon. People, the composer for that was a composer from Sega who remixed the Nintendo song. And I was like, and everyone, even Game Explainers, had the same thing, and everyone was like, why cannot we just like get a patch and replace that song in the original Splatoon? Like that version was way better than what they made originally.
You just made me remember. The song I mentioned before about Castlevania, from Jet Black Excursion, which is from Dawn of Sorrow. That game is a DS game, but that song sounds like... Parts of the song sound like something you'd hear from, like, music in a Sonic game. Like, I want you to listen to that song when you get home and tell me for yourself if you agree, because there are things where I'm like, you know what, this feels like it's from Sonic or something.
Yeah, but you also know
something, it's really good.
But you also know something, if you're thinking more on the lines of, like, Sonic Mania music, then because I was correct,
Sonic
though.
3 or Sonic Mania, one of those is what
well,
it feels like.
Christian Whitehead did say though that he got, cause I thought of it first, and I was like, the boss fight when you fight Eggman, and every time in Sonic Mania, it sounds like Castlevania music, and I was like,
it does, yeah.
Yeah, and then when he did an interview with like one of those like Sega websites, whatever, online, he was like, I was inspired by Castlevania.
That explains it.
So I'm saying, if you're thinking about that, like if you say it's that Castlevania song now sounds like Sonic, it could be a reference of like kind of sounding like Sonic Mania now.
And keep in mind that game came out in like the mid 2000s. It was a DS game, not a 3DS game. This game came out years ago.
Yeah, so that would have been like 2004 to no 2007 to 2009.
Not 2009, because 2009 Order of Ecclesia came out. That was another Castlevania game. I don't remember what year Dawn of Sorrow came out in, but I'm gonna guess somewhere probably between like 2004 to 2006.
Well,
maybe.
I'm gonna go 2005 only because the Game Boy was still around 2004.
Yeah,
advance.
The DS came out in like late 2004, or I think early 2005 or something. Like the DS came out when I was in like the 5th grade.
But what I said though, like overall, just wrapping this up with like
the music part.
The music is just like.
It's
so good, and I love how you took all different composers from like everything, and
so many composers.
And I know composers themselves are independent artists unless they're like actually owned by a company like if you have a Sonic, you have Sega, and you have your own composer just to make Sonic's music, that's fine. But most composers they just go branch out and they're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then they come to you, and it's like. Now Sakurai coming back to you now and saying, you did this game, you did this game, you did this game. We don't even represent this game, but I want you to do it because your music is so awesome.
Yeah.
And this and that. It's like, you're literally, like, what I feel like now is, like, Smash Brothers in a whole, it's the entire history of gaming in a general aspect, because, and I feel like, don't go, like, crazy, like, oh, you know, the Switch, if it was a little bit... no, never mind. Wait.
Okay, we're back.
I don't know if we're back, because it's like, I think it's lagging now. Ah!
Okay, hold on.
Ah! I mean, it's... Now I'll put it. Okay. I guess we're gonna stop it there and record it in the next time.
Well, actually, wait. Now it's working. I see it. Okay, yeah.
Okay, very slowly, but
so
what I was saying though, like wrapping it up.
Well,
we're back by the way, but
well, there's one last thing I want to ask you about the music. Now that you've fully heard it in game, what did you think of Lifelight?
Well, Lifelight was Lifelight, but like it was how it is. Here's the thing though, what I did not think was a smart idea. I'm not a music. I'm not like I mean I could make music, but I'm not a professional like
a
out there.
Expert.
I'm not a professional in video game music at all, or any of that, or whatever Sakurai wants to do. Because I'm not having a doubt in any mind that whatever Sakurai does now into the future, and whatever he does for any game it's gonna be good.